Hello, fellow inventors. Welcome. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. How are we doing? Hello. Welcome, everybody. My name is Wilson Goldfinch, your steampunk inventor from the sky city of Leviton, here to fly into your day. And today, we're gonna be doing yet again some more. Sound like a broken record here, but a more, more tabletop RPG kind of designing today with WBC Realms. Been doing it for the past few days, so we're gonna continue it again today. Today's I think one of our last days. Nope, actually today is our last day this week. Working on that. Been kind of grinding that throughout the week, so if you guys haven't seen the previous ones, we've been putting in some work into that. It's basically a tabletop role-playing game based off of our group's lore, I guess. So yeah, you get to like. My hope is once it's done, we can explore more of like the lore world in a more interactive way than you could with like any kind of like lore video and whatnot, or anything on that. And it's honestly just a fun way of interacting and designing, interacting with the world, and also on my part for designing it. So yeah, that's what we're basically going to be doing today. Just more of that. Last time we had, what did we do last time? We started up on the vehicle creation. Again, just to catch up those of you that may not, be caught up for what's going on here. The adventure that we're going to be running again is set in our group's lore world. I'm part of a group called WBC Split with my friends, so we're not like a corpo or anything like that. We're just a bunch of friends that got together, made a group, and whatnot. So, but basically, this adventure specifically is about a race, like a huge like racing tournament thing. So think like Formula 1 or like something along those lines. Very grandiose kind of thing. It's meant to be a gathering of all the different realms of the world, being fire, water, earth, sky, frost, and lastly astral. So yeah, I hope you guys are psyched for all this stuff. Tomorrow we're going to be doing some Minecraft. It's going to be fun. We're going to actually chill for a little bit, I guess, for the end of the week. But the grind starts yet again, just for a little bit today. So let me actually show you guys what I've been working on. So let's go. Let's go over and check out where we left off. Alrighty, welcome inventors. Okay, so yeah, last time we left off, we were doing more of the cart creation stuff. So this is what we had last time. I've just started to write some more things in. So we decided that the racing system is going to be that we have to look for these parts. We're probably going to finalize all this today. That's my goal. Finalize the Solar Sprint vehicle creation stuff. I have some ideas floating around, and you guys in chat feel free to suggest any ideas as well as along the way. Because of course, game design is not just all about the one person. It's a lot of working with other people and seeing, bouncing off ideas and whatnot. So yeah, I also have here in the GM notes, just the tracks that you'd roll beforehand, and like we did this last time. I just kind of officially wrote it out. But essentially, we have the order of the tracks here. And I've actually named them according to the realms. So let's actually go down the list here. We got the shattered. Okay, I can't remember how to pronounce this word. It's a gemstone. Savorite, I want to say. Shattered Savorite Woods. I know they all have like initials as well, like short forms. So we probably will use that when we refer to the tracks. in game, and then we have Aqua Isle Rapids for Realm of Water. The previous one was for Earth. We have the Cryo Mist Runes for Frost. We have the Phoenix Flash Circuit for Fire. We have for us at for my realm, the Realm of Sky, we got the Twin Cog Highway, and then your Galactic Super Speedway for Realm of Astral. I kind of took inspiration off of Mario Kart and the naming of everything. It kind of has like a nice ring to it, you know. I love how, okay, I didn't intentionally design it like this, but the acronyms for the shorthand for the Aqua Isle Rapids is just air. I absolutely love that. That was so unintentional. This little air part, I was like, Realm of Water, but the acronym is air, which is really funny. But yeah, we got that going, and then we're gonna possibly, I don't know if we're gonna work on track maps today. That's kind of something I'll do in my own time. Looking at some other references from last time, we were looking at this one game called Car Wars, which I have a little how to play video here. I just was watching just before stream on all their mechanics and how it works, so I can get some inspiration off of that. I've decided that I maybe want to do, yeah, I maybe want to do like a vehicle sheet. So this would be like our version of quote unquote combat in the game, sort of. It's like how I picture it, the race parts of the adventure, even though like the whole adventure itself is based around the solar sprint and the races. I don't want that to be the only thing, because then it's like you got to go through 6 tracks, so it's just very repetitive. I don't want it to be like that. I want there to be like the races are probably going to be highlights of everything, but I probably would want to have, you know, most of the story be like the interactions between your party just outside of that time, or like leading up to certain races. But I guess to answer the questions that we wrote for ourselves yesterday, vehicle HP, we're actually gonna do some stuff like that today. We're gonna kind of determine how our vehicle works. We're gonna determine how all that fits into play here. My intuition is telling me that like I don't. My intuition is telling me that like I want to have players roll dice, but at the same time that implies that they have some sort of reference sheet to roll, from, obviously, to take a look at things. And I don't know, as much as I do want to give them like a vehicle sheet with like a breakdown of, okay, how much HP I guess does the vehicle have, how much like what can it do and things of that nature. Like I personally, because of how the adventure is more narrative based, I may not think that's a good idea. Again, chat, let me know your opinions as well on this, because it's with a narrative focused adventure, it's hard to decide like what points do I want to like actually give some stats or whatnot to the other players, because I don't want to my fear here is that like I'm gonna overwhelm my players with just a bunch of stats they got to keep track of, especially in a more like you want the race portion to feel like quick and swift, right? So you don't want to be pausing to check stats or anything. So I guess that's my rationale behind that. But because here's an idea. I would like, if we do have stats, we're probably gonna have for the vehicle, like I don't know, like HP or something. We're gonna call it probably something other than HP, but like the HP of the vehicle, like what the vehicle can do, what you can do with the vehicle, and a whole bunch of assembly bits and whatnot, and I guess just all the general stats as well, like speed or like maneuverability or something like that. We can have that based off of what like parts to the car that you do get. So like if you go in game to a location like a shop or something, and then you're able to kind of get that whatever parts. And then yeah, you're able to get like whatever parts you want. I may inform players about like, oh yeah, this is maybe like via the price or something like, oh yeah, this is better than certain other prices. And we're gonna keep vehicles. I think last stream I was wondering, I was questioning if we want to have vehicles be like for the whole party or for individuals, and I think it's more fun to have it more individual based, because then you can customize your own vehicle with the money that you do have. So every player starts with 5,000 money. We're calling it, I don't know whether to call it money or whether to call it gold. Because I probably physically represent it with, you know, like fake money, but then having like it say gold and then you're holding like fake money just kind of I don't know how I feel about that. But we'll say money for now. And again, there's a lot of stuff on this sheet here. We're at, oh my goodness, we're okay. Not taking into consideration all the notes that we have, probably around 17 pages. So I would have guessed 15 actually, maybe, without all the notes. So that's a lot. That's a lot still. It's a lot of text to read, but sometimes that's what it is. And we're still gonna add like all this talent and like all the stuff in the tables too. So it's gonna be a lot. But in the back, oh yeah, in the background, and then all the lore stuff as well, the naming stuff, which we did last time. We did some like naming things, how to like make a character name, inspirations, or like you can choose from whatever. Yeah, you can choose from whatever examples here, or you can make your own, you know. But this is so supposed to be like a jumping off point, giving some context into how typically naming conventions work for each realm, but doesn't necessarily mean you gotta follow it to a T. It's just whatever makes sense to you. It's just for players that may struggle with coming up with names like that on the spot. So yeah, and then we have our realm of origin. I'm hoping that when we do play this out, that we don't necessarily need to do a session 0, in the sense that like it's not a whole dedicated time slot that will take too long to create your character. I'm hoping that the way I have it set up, it's not too convoluted to make a character. But the goal today would probably be to like have a solid idea of what we're gonna do for the vehicle creation part, and then yeah, perhaps I think that's a good goal for this stream, because it might not seem like much to like list down, okay, what can you do with the vehicle, but then you get into the nitty-gritty of like all the stats and how they work with other game components. So we're gonna stick to this today. I mean, we did do half last stream, so it's nice that we can get the other half today. Alright, what have I written down here? So at some point during your adventure, your party will have to create vehicles to race with during the solar sprint. All vehicles must, what was I trying to say here? All vehicles, I have no idea what I was trying to say here. Okay, oh wait, okay, that's what I was trying to say. All vehicles must have at least the following components. Of course, you gotta have your engine. You probably want a power core, right? Something to power it. You probably want the actual car body. I would say, what else can you have here? Engine, power core, car body. Yeah, I guess anything else is just additional stuff. Those are like just the basics of having a car, I guess. Like a race car. Yeah, all vehicles must have at least the following components: engine, power core, and car body. Say anything outside of that is truly additional. All players must have their own vehicle. Anything outside of that is really additional and optional. See the table below for possible Alright, let's say modifications. Possible modifications, and see the table below for modifications. Possible modifications. Additions you may counter and may be able. I don't like the wording here. See the table below for possible modifications and or additions you might counter when building your all players must have their own vehicle and ooh, song's nice. Sorry, I'm just vibing. I don't know. I wonder if we've actually gone through the whole playlist. How long is about 7 hours? I feel like at this point we would have gotten through every song just through the course of multiple streams. I haven't noticed yet, honestly. It's kind of just been a nice little background thing, but it's a vibe though. Hey. Gosh, I wish my model had better like tracking of the movements. I mean, you can kind of see it. All right, enough vibing. Let's get back to the design here. Let's see. Okay, yeah. All players must have their own vehicle, and oh, I wonder if I want to have them assign like a team name as well. But I mean, that makes sense. All players must have their own vehicle. All players must have their own vehicle, and able. Oh, you might be interesting. Now I'm just thinking, what if like along the way you encounter like people, like NPCs and whatnot that are willing to like sponsor you as well? So like, I can imagine if you had someone in your party that was like of legendary status in something, for example, like if we look back at our character creation here, we have some area of expertise, but then we have probably some additional ones we're gonna add, and background of course as well. But I'm just like want to focus on, where is it? What's the naming? Hold up. Proficiency. Yeah. So if someone was like of legendary status, or even like, actually, I think it would be more so leaning if you were legendary status, like you're an icon at that point. If you're legendary status, So actually, maybe I just say that because expert, master, because I don't want to imply I don't want to say master here in the sense that like you've mastered your skills. It's just to what degree you're like that of a master, but not like you've mastered that skill. So maybe this is a bit confusing. Beginner, intermediate, advanced, expert. So master would probably be like I guess we could just the sensei. How do you spell sensei? Sensei like that, I think. I'm just double check here. Yeah. Expert would probably probably change these up a little bit. Icon / idol. Expert level would probably be is novice the same thing as beginner? Hold up. Novice essentially okay. This is the same thing. Okay. I think these first few make sense. The beginner makes sense. Intermediate. Maybe like double proficiency. Beginner, intermediate, advanced. Expert, sensei, icon / idol. Let's just say icon here. What's another word for icon? I don't know if it's gonna give me the right definition of icon though. Hero, idol, paragon. Oh, I like that. Oh, okay. Hold up. I like that. Okay, hold up. What's another word for expert then? Maybe we can come up with better definitions here. Scholar. Ooh, I like that. Okay. Scholar. Adept. How do you pronounce this?
Adept.
Adept. Okay. Adept. Guru. I don't know about guru because that implies some spirituality sense. We want to keep this plain and simple here. So an expert, probably like high level knowledge, yeah. So probably adept maybe, or specialist. That could be. Ooh, wait, I kind of like that. Specialist is nice. Scholar is also really good. I think advanced should be scholar. And then expert will probably be actually maybe it's the other way around now I'm thinking about it. Specialist, scholar, even a lot of S words. Adapt. Okay. Maybe we put scholar in here and then say what's another word for what do we put for advanced? Evolved, improved, higher. Okay, how about advanced? Blend, promote. Okay, advanced maybe. Oh, site's bugging out. Okay. Yeah, advanced. As in evolved. What else is as in progressive? As in no, that's not what I'm looking for here. Okay, let's see. Improve higher. Can we get much higher? Evolve, develop, improve. Maybe we just stick with it advanced. I think that makes sense. Intermediate. Let's see if there's any better words for this. Intermediate as an average, moderate, typical, no. Okay. Yeah, I think just any other status above that. I think let's use novice here, or maybe rookie to denote this. Novice, and then we'll say intermediate maybe is rookie. It feels like it, to me at least, it feels a bit higher, I guess. Starting out in the field. Yeah, what about novice? Beginner. Apprentice maybe is kind of cool. I like that. Helps a more skilled person, so maybe we do actually no, that wouldn't work because it's level of proficiency. So novice works, intermediate, advanced, level of proficiency, scholar level, sensei, paragon. The paragon might be hard to understand what it means if you don't. Yeah, as in model. Never like if there's any words here for idle that we can find again. Oh my goodness, what is happening? Am I like? No, I think my rate's at fine. Internet, what are you doing? Hello? I don't know. Maybe it's just the site. All right, we'll wait. But yeah, I like the idea of like saying icon though. It's kind of cool, icon. But I don't know if that translates to what I kind of want to say with this. But I like the rest of the rankings here. So scholar, we got scholar, sensei, icon. We got novice for beginner. Okay, let's see here. Icon, as in hero, as in symbol. Avatar. Let's maybe not use that that term, especially since ours is very elemental based as well. Image, incarnation. Okay, how about idle? Hero god. Paragon, yep. Is there only, yeah, okay, there's only these ones. Okay, well, I guess we'll keep it to icon then. We'll say icon / idle. Or icon. I feel like icon works. Anything, other words for intermediate here? Median. Ambassador, maybe? Let's see, novice. Going from novice to... Could work. As in... Yeah, I don't think that works. We'll see if we want to come back to this later. just the two here, advanced and intermediate. Okay. But I'm just saying, like, if we had someone of like iconic status, right? Now that we're calling it that, like icon level status, like perhaps they would get more sponsors, or perhaps like people would be more interested in help like funding like better gear, better cart stuff, right? Better vehicle things. So that could be something interesting as well that we do. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool. We could try to do that. Let me know what you guys think, chat. All players must have their own vehicle and be able and team vehicle with their team brand behind it. Yeah, we'll add the fact that they need sponsors as well, because that's usually kind of how it's like with these big racing games, racing tournaments. Of course, they probably would have gotten it before. I just want to add it in now so it can be a moment. Let's see. All players have their own vehicle with their team brand behind it. That means or actually I can say players can't, or players aren't allowed to race unless they have official most cases this having well, backing via so yeah, if the I should say if the team here, if the team does not have any sponsors or backing by the time the first race ends, they forfeit the race and it's kicked out, or what do we say, banned or kicked out? Unlikely forfeit the race and are it's gotta be, why am I missing the words here? Forfeit the race. They automatically forfeit the race and are not disqualified and are let's just say out of the race. They automatically forfeit the. No, that doesn't make sense in wording wise. They automatically forfeit the race and. Okay. Okay, so let's make a table here for possible vehicle modifications and additions. I'll add a little footnote here being like being but not limited right. Party may counter more as the adventure goes on. Okay. So modification, let's put like what parts of the vehicle. So to power core, to the body, other elements, I guess the engine as well, and then what else could be affected? The power core, body, engine. Those are like the three main ones. Perhaps like tires as well. But yeah, what? Oh, car body. This probably includes. Includes. This includes the tires and. Okay, let's just make tires another category here. And then we'll say this one is so power core, body, engine, tires, the other here. And then we'll add just like 3 rows so you can fill that in later. And just limit it to these 3. So don't have to come up with too much. Yes, we can get rid of this. Oh yeah, the crew and stuff as well. That could be interesting. We'll put here then, since we had it in the notes, we'll put like yeah. Okay. Okay, I want to look at sponsor stuff as well. So if the team does not have any sponsors or backing, yeah, let's read what we had here. We have to have these components: an engine, power core, car body, and tires. And anything inside that is purely additional and optional. So car body, I would say, let's just clarify what car body means. Includes internal includes internal mechanisms and tires. Because you can get like different types of tires, like any like off-roader ones, fit like with your car body as well. So anything outside of that is purely additional and optional. See the table below for possible modifications or additions you might encounter. All players must have their own vehicle with their team brand behind it. Players aren't allowed to race unless they have an official brand. Official team brand. With support and backing via sponsors or shareholders. If the team does not have any of these, by the time the first race ends, so like well, let's just clarify it here. By the first track race, they automatically forfeit and are disqualified. So a lot of pressure early on to get some sponsors and whatnot. So the first race, so like when we roll here at the top, is it at the top or here? No, in the GM section. When we roll for the tracks, right? Let's do a roll right now. Roll dice. Here we go. We rolled a 5. So the first track, the Twin Cog Highway. If, for example, after that track, they aren't able to get any sponsors between that time and the next start of the next race, then they unfortunately forfeit, and then I guess the game would end, or they would have to find some alternate way to get into the race, with backing and whatnot. Or we could like do a thing. It'd be interesting as well, like if they aren't able to get any backing or support, then I'm guessing that they could go in next year. We could do like a little time skip to like, oh, it's a year ahead, so like it doesn't end the adventure super early. They can just kind of time skip and be like, okay, now we have the knowledge of, okay, we gotta get a sponsor down, so let's go through the track or whatever, and then the GM can probably just use like whatever track they haven't seen yet, because at that point they've only probably seen 1 or 2 tracks out of the 6, so they can just flash forward and go through that. And then these tracks are typically like the same standardized thing. There's going to be like some every year, it's going to shift a tiny bit in terms of what's included in the race, but for the most part it stays like standardized and whatnot. It doesn't really move around too much. So yeah, we have that, and then we'll fill in this later, and then we have to maybe put in the GM notes here as well for the track maps. But we also have, I want to say, the sponsor race sponsors and locations. We're probably gonna add in this section, have some stuff for like where to find sponsors, what happens if you don't. So where to find sponsors, what happens if you don't, all that good stuff. And probably add as well vehicle shop information. Yeah, we'll probably put like the, I don't know, in the key locations if we want to put key locations. We're probably gonna, yeah, we're gonna have more detail obviously in the GM section for them to take a look at the NPCs and whatnot. We're probably just gonna give a brief like paragraph introduction to that location and maybe like one of the major NPCs that you might encounter there, but not too much on the player side of things. Then the GM side, you'll have more details. All right, I like this. Gosh, I'm telling you guys, just these names took me like forever to make. It was insane. Hopefully you guys are, you guys like these names here. We might, if you guys do, we'll stick with it. If not, feel free to let me know, and we can always change this stuff. It's still in development. So speaking of things in development, we actually, a while ago I posted a Twitter post about releasing Last Stand, the card game that we designed. So I don't know if any of you have had the opportunity to test it out yet, either in Tabletop Simulator. Actually, I don't know if I posted the Tabletop Simulator file, but hello, welcome. We're doing some game design. I am Wilson Goldfinch, your steampunk adventurer from the sky city of Leviton. Here to fly into your day. Hello. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, we did like a Last Stand showcase thing, so I don't know if you guys have checked that out yet, but let's see here. What else have we got here? And turn on the music a little bit. Trying to think through how we want to structure the race and whatnot. Tires. Okay. I'm wondering if we need a section for the sponsors. Probably why I made this note though for the vehicle shop information. That's, yeah. Okay. Well, we'll call that done then for now. Hopefully, chat, your day's going well. You searched up how to make a good VTuber design, and my thing came up. Very nice. Interesting how that worked there. How to make a good VTuber design, huh? Interesting. Never seen that before. It's always something to do with like game design usually. I don't know. Curious. But anyhow, yeah, welcome. Glad you found the stream. How's your day going? Yeah, I think I'm gonna close this tab. I don't think we need to look at that anymore. Okay, let's go through how to make the chart here. Yeah, I'm wondering vehicle stats. Right, so I said I was gonna have whatever of these affect the stats of the cart. Actually, maybe I do need that. Hold up.
Launch the Slayer.
Oh my goodness. We got a Doom ad. Crazy. Alright, yeah, so said this was gonna affect we said this was gonna affect the yeah, the stats of the vehicle. So I'll put a section here for vehicle stats. So let's note down. We'll probably have something like the engine. Let's see. Um, work smarter, not harder here. Oh, is it 3 a.m. for you? Oh my goodness, that's insane. I hope you don't stay up too late. Wouldn't want to keep anybody up that late. That's insane. 3 a.m. I mean, then again, I can't blame you. I mean, I've I've tuned into streams that late too, so other like VTuber streams as well. So can't blame you. Where were we? I will say though, it's always those like very late streams. At least in the perspective whenever you're watching, it's like those are always like the probably one of the. I mean, not necessarily the better times to watch those kind of stuff, but it just hits different, you know. Those 3 a.m. 3 a.m. binging streams. Okay, yeah, so we probably have, let's copy down the segments here. The engine for, what time is it for me? It's around, we're just rounding to the nearest hour. It's like almost 6 minutes to 9 for me. So not too late, but we're in EDT time here, so. Let's see. So this engine probably. Yeah, so the engine will probably relate to. Oh wait, I should probably clarify for myself here what these mean. So when I come back to it, I'm not just like, what the heck was this? Okay, stats or vehicle, I guess, or I just say vehicle stats actually. Vehicle stats. So engine. Relates to just trying to think here. Some general stat, and let me just start listing some general stats. Maybe that'll help. So speed for sure. Control. Oh yeah, I said maneuverability, didn't I? PT. Ooh, that didn't work out. There we go. Maneuverability. Isn't that the same thing as control though? Not necessarily, right? I'm gonna double check. Maneuver steer. Okay, yeah, that's kind of the same thing. Speed, maneuverability. Other stats could we have here? Speed, maneuverability. Okay, I think this is where we take to this here, just to take a look at how this works. It's gonna pause the music real quick. Let's take a look at this. This is Car Wars. It's another TTRPG kind of thing. Or is it? No, it's not a TTRPG. It's just a car building game, I believe. So let's just take a quick look at how they do the stats here.
Determines these points. In this, I have my dashboard. I have some weapons that are equipped to the card, and I have my crew. Let's take a closer look at these different components, and for that I'm going to bring up some images from the rulebook and just kind of overlay it. So here we have our dashboard. This is not the car I have, this is just an example car, but it helps me point out different features here. These cars with the blue numbers in the upper right corner,
So we got
in this particular car, If you're looking here, you say 4 points of crew. Just notice here we have a safety cage here. This is 2 points. You get to decide this points, 4 more points, 4 crew points. Coming out in sometime in the future. They have divisions 1 through 12, where the division number is the number of armor.
Okay, we don't need to hear this. Okay, there. Oh, okay, here we go. We're getting something here.
Very similar to the cards.
Crew, gears, sidearms.
A bunch of crew. The other ones are for your build points. These are just from the core box. There are a lot of expansions for this game already. The hand can, one structure card.
They have weapons, accessories, structure. Oh yeah, we should probably have like structural integrity kind of thing. We'll call it build strength, I guess. Oops. Actually, durability maybe be interesting. Durability. Okay, I want to see how they do this.
I want to highlight the dashboard here.
Ooh.
The dashboard is going to track your tire damage. It's going to track your
Okay, so they have the armor. What the heck is power plant mean?
The amount of armor you have on each side.
Oh, power, I guess.
Tell you how many
oh, interesting. I actually kind of take inspiration off that. Do like because the power cores can also work with the elemental side of things. That's interesting. Yeah, okay, let's write power here. Okay. So I would say determined by I guess this doesn't really start to make sense until we actually make the different the engine cores and stuff. What will I cover in the future? I mainly do like game design stuff. I've done this kind of been what we've been doing recently. Game design stuff. I have a series called Game Design Showcase, where in the first half of the stream, I talk about some like game design concepts. We talk about like the theories and stuff behind games, and then we showcase a video game or like other medium to kind of demonstrate those things. But otherwise, other than that, I do like reaction content. I do like reaction content to whatever's happening in the community. We do like a series called VTuber Challenges, where it's a bunch of like, I'm just gonna pull up the YouTube, a bunch of different challenges that we do while we do reactions and whatnot. Some gaming titles as well, usually small like indie games, but also bigger titles as well. We do like reaction content, watch-alongs, a variety of stuff, but mainly just game design. And then if you're free next week, we got a little Hollow Marathon coming up to celebrate or really honor the graduation of talents like Gogura and Mume and whatnot from Hololive. So we're gonna be giving back to the community, hopefully doing some good there. But thank you for tuning into the stream. I hope you enjoyed what little you were able to see. Hopefully I'll see you in other streams coming up. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Okay, so yeah, we got let's bring the song back. Music. Alrighty. So I do like these stats. We have to see how this affects the all the other things. Speed, maneuverability, durability, power. What else is important when it comes to kart racing? I guess just
25 points of build points.
I'm just gonna see what else is in here. Okay, so power will probably refer to the power core, I guess. So determined by the
Get your whole crew together because
your power core, I guess.
find all your friends' names and nicknames on limited edition Coca-Cola.
Determined by yeah, so the thing is, like, right now we're kind of caught in a loop where we can't determine stats right now because we don't have the actual parts of the vehicle defined yet, which means we need to create a shop location to sell these things. Yeah, I'm just gonna copy this over again. We have reference of what we gotta. Okay. What shop's gonna make? So this is number 1. We'll just put in a filler here. Insert shop name here. We'll mark this as engine and power core shop, or engine and power core maybe. Then we know that's going here. We'll have a few options for which ones. 2, 3. Actually, maybe 3 is a bit much. We'll do 2. Then do the car, body, and tires here. We'll do like 2 of those as well. Actually, I might as well do 3 actually if this is. The only thing is, like, I have to add all the info for this. Maybe we turn one of these into like a customization shop? I don't know what to call it yet. Accessories shop? Vehicle. We call it here. Yeah, let's start up the music again. This is the pain about not having a Spotify premium account. Oh yeah. You can't have the ads. It's just annoying. Ooh. Dang, hold up. Sometimes these just surprise me. It's like, dang. Oh, why does that go so hard? Very nice. Alright, so I think we're gonna kind of take inspiration of what they have here. I don't know about the dice rolling part of it, but let's see here. I'm sorry, I'm just vibing with the song right now. It's so nice. Yeah, I just like think listening to these songs and whatnot is just making me want to do more reaction content, which we will. We'll cover that next week, but in our Hollow Marathon week. But still, man, I think this week of like constant game design has gotten my brain a little fried. Not gonna lie. I mean, it was nice having the break and doing game design showcase and the working chat, because gosh, I definitely needed that working chat stream. Very chill environment. It was nice. but still having to rack my brain around all this. I'm just telling myself it'll be worth it in the end, because eventually we're gonna get some progress, but otherwise, not really. But it doesn't seem like we're going anywhere until we actually finish the thing. That's the thing about designing games, is that like there's so much iteration behind it. There's so many steps of like, okay, I gotta go back, fix this, gotta go back, fix this, and then you're like looking at one component of the whole so many times over that you're just like, oh my goodness, when is it gonna end? But then eventually, just somehow, the game just kind of completes itself, and you're like, what? I swear there was more, but okay. And then you just, and then you have a game. The fumbling till you make it, I guess. Alright, I wonder if there's anything else we can do today. Let's see. Okay, we still got a good while. I might want to find some better words for this here. Dang, this song goes so hard. Halfway, median, okay. Average. Average, the median, typical, reasonable, mid-size. I don't really like these. I mean, it is like as an average, but the fancy way to say intermediate. Let's see. Occupying a position equally distant from yeah, maybe not. Mediator, ambassador, does that work? No, that sounds way more up there. Yeah. Okay, I wonder if we can find some better words then for advanced level. State of the art, new, up to date. Okay, maybe that doesn't help us here. Evolved, improved, higher, refined. I mean, refined's kind of good, but it still feels kind of weak. Okay, I guess we'll just keep those. It kind of looks out of place. Yeah, let's put back in beginner here. Yeah, beginner, intermediate, advanced, and then we can have more clarifications as we go. Scholar, sensei, icon. Nice. Oh wait, I'm just realizing though, if we put sensei here, it kind of implies that a background here, so maybe that doesn't... It's supposed to be a master class, I think, or master level of proficiency. Let's see if we can find another word for that. Master. Artist, expert. We could do expert as well. That could be. Did we have expert before? Or was no? We put master before. Okay, we can. That yeah, we can do expert here. I think that works. Scholar, expert, icon. Nice. All right, cool. I think that determines our level of proficiencies there. Yeah, a lot of these things will have to work behind the scenes. Do let me know as well, for those of you in the VOD or those of you watching live, if you would like to see this. It is posted. Because I can totally post this and then you guys can take a look and give me some feedback as well. Not just on the streams. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we answered this question. Oh yeah, what can the vehicle do? HP. Oh, HP. Wait, hold up. Powered. I guess their abilities are HP, I guess. Right? Activations. Alterations. And modifications. That has a nice ring to it. Modifications. I like that. Vehicle customizations, alterations, and modifications. Love that. Alright. I'll do 2 of those shops. And of course, we'll put in all the details later. Sponsors as well. What happens if we don't? Okay. We'll do like a... I think we need a separate sheet for this, so let's... Just like... You know what? I'll put a comment saying the link here. So I would assume, okay, power is probably determined by a bunch of things. So determined by your core, customizations, we're just generalizing here, customizations, other parts of there to these, engine core, power, okay. Yeah, it makes sense for those, right? Tires, upgrades. So I'm thinking that like players, when the race is happening, I want it to be like very fast paced. So also probably want to be able to roll a bunch of dice as well, because I don't know about you guys, but I love rolling dice. It just feels good. Like whether you're the GM or the players, it just feels nice to roll dice. So I probably want to incorporate some of that with how we design the racing element. Maybe we have like even a track that we have certain tokens or whatnot represent the different vehicles. That could be cool. But again, that's just more in the future kind of thinking. Determined by your core. Okay, let's just say power core. Actually, no. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Core customizations, and I guess it's kind of a little bit of everything there. And I would say also the engine as well. Hope you fellow managers been having a wonderful week so far. I know for me at least it's been a pretty busy week working on all this, but definitely gonna be worth it in the end, as I said. I don't know about you guys, where you guys are at, but I mentioned this last stream as well. It is getting hot here in good old Canada. It is getting in, well, not too bad yet. We haven't hit summer, thank goodness. Because if you know anything about summer in Canada, it's actually, I mean, it's not like insane, like burn your skin level of hot, but it can definitely get up there. Like, I'm not like stepping out the door, I'm gonna be like cooked like a fried egg or something like that. But I'm definitely gonna feel it. You guys ever had those moments where you step out the door and then you just like, you just physically have to like back up, or like you just have a visceral reaction just because of the heat wave that just hits you like a truck as soon as you open the door? Oh my goodness. Heat just hits your skin and you feel like you're burning. Okay, I think for real this time we don't we won't be needing this this tab here, so let's close that down. Okay, durability is probably determined by your car body, I would say, definitely. Maneuverability is more about, I would say, tires and tires. Do we say customizations for this? Maybe it depends. Yeah, I would say customizations. Tires. What else? Tires. I don't think there's much else. Maneuverability. Maybe the car body as well, just a little bit. Depending on the shape of the car as well, it's going to determine how movable, I guess, or how well you can move around. Speed. Okay, so looks like we're having 1, 2, 3, 4 stats here. Speed, maneuverability, durability, and power. So power is kind of determined by a lot of things here. Durability is just car body. So that's like your constitution, I guess, in a more 5e kind of setting, D&D 5e set. Speed is definitely has to do with your engine. I would say your core as well. Core and engine. So car body only affects durability, whatever you choose for stats wise. For your engine and whatnot, it'll affect your durability and maneuverability. If whatever you pick for the engine will affect your speed stat and your power. What you choose for your power core will affect the power and the speed. Makes sense. And then any other customizations and alterations you make will change the outcome of maneuverability, power. Actually, I want to say kind of all of them, because it depends on what you do, right? So I think that's, yeah, I think that covers everything. Okay. So we'll say what this is equal to. Equal to equal to yeah, I'm gonna write this here, all plus values added up. So what I mean by plus values here is I'm probably gonna have like cores, like if you buy something, maybe as like one of the stats that the GM can see, or players maybe, if I allow players to see all the stats here, would make sense actually, just so they can mentally keep track of like, okay, I have my speed is like this good, maneuverability is this good, durability is this much, which just counts as your, I would say counts as your quote unquote HP during races. if it goes to 0, knocked out. Oh wait, that's the wrong your. No, people are gonna have me in the in the comments. You said your apostrophe your. So if it goes to 0, you're knocked out and out of the race. Yeah, so with the plus values, I'm like, certain gear will probably, or certain certain things will give you like a plus, like a +1 or something. And if it says +1, it's just to whatever stat applies to it. Okay. Yeah, I like how the customizations can actually affect the whole board, because then you can get like the most basic stuff and then customize it to the max. So it's really up to you with what you want to do. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna get the best, because if you don't have the best base stuff, like a good foundation, then it doesn't really help in the rest of the race. Because you could just like build like a, not that I'm gonna add this, but like a wood car or something like that, and then you can like geek it out all you want, but then at the end of the day, it's still a wood car, so it's not gonna do much. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, so I'm guessing. I'm wondering then if the speed is essentially like your movement speed. What do we have in our track map? How does that work? Actually, this probably won't equal the values rounded up. Okay, let's add a thing here. Equal to all plus values added up and rounded to the probably rounded to like the nearest nearest whole number. Whole number. Measured in kilometers per hour, perhaps, with each kilometer being amount of tiles on the map. Yeah, okay. Alrighty. See how we're doing on all this. I think it's going alright, I think. Just realizing the scope of this is way bigger than I thought it'd be. I thought I'd be able to design like a decent amount by, you know, by this last day. We technically have one more day next week when we do our Hollow Marathon, but that's only to incorporate Hololive stuff into this. I thought we'd have more by then so I can do something, but we might just end up putting notes like we have before and then implementing that as we keep developing the game. Yeah, force to be reckoned with. I love that moment. Yeah. This is good stuff so far. Okay, I'm gonna take a little water break real quick. Stay hydrated, chat. This is your hydration check. Alrighty. Okay, so to give context here into what these mean, let me just how fast your vehicle can go during the race. This is like as how well is your vehicle able to how well is your vehicle able to move around the track, I guess? Move around the track and make swift adjustments on the road. Oh my gosh, I can't. Oh my goodness. There we go. I can't. I tried like 3 times to spell road. Oh my gosh. Okay. Durability is how well can your vehicle handle, I guess, collisions as well. Collisions, take hits, and generally be let's say take the brunt of the course and its racers before it gives out. And then so power then would be kind of starting all these questions with how so power is kind of like it combines the actual like power, I guess, like the drive of the engine, but also because there's elemental sides to it as well, it kind of acts like a weapon almost, and like how I don't want to say powerful because then it's not clear. We're saying this is power, so it's like, what does that mean? How able you are? No, I guess it's just dealing damage, I guess. How well can your vehicle deal damage, and yeah, how well can your vehicle deal damage? Yeah, how well can your vehicle deal? maybe not run its engine. How well can the vehicle deal damage? Amount of the horsepower. Horsepower in its engine. General. Probably another word for the power that we can use here. Power. Ability, capability, potential. Like I like that. Okay. And generally, how much offensive potential? Offensive potential. Alright, nice. Okay, I like where we're going with this. This is good stuff. Okay, I think what we'll do to end off just a little bit here, let's fill in this. Let's get some idea of where we're working with everything. Okay, so these are vehicle modifications and additions. So power core, probably like I'm thinking like a dual elemental intake or something like that. I'm probably just gonna have names for these at this point and probably not have like stat stuff. I'm gonna turn this smaller font. Size 10. Actually, even like size 8, maybe 9. Yeah, so dual elemental intake. For the body, probably like I don't know, something extreme like a diamond exterior. Diamond plated. How about that? Shell. For the engine. So what is the Okay, so the engine probably have to do with like whatever intake of fuel, alright? So let's say what do we want to call this upgraded engine here? You know what? I might as well just do 2 actually. I don't know if I can come up with that much here. We can do it like an off-roader. Off-road. Dual elemental intake, and then for the elemental side, so for the physical side, power core will probably be like some fuel, I guess. Valve. I don't know, I'm just kind of making up names at this point. Any modifications? Maybe like we'll go with this. Speed, light, boosters. No, I want a physical thing. Dual elemental intake, speed of light boosters. And the tires, maybe there's off-road, probably like all-purpose. Self transitioning, all-purpose tires. So basically, what that means is like if you go from off-road to like water or something like that, it will automatically transition to whatever tire type. Let's see, engine. I don't really know what to do much for engine. I'm trying to think of something more physical for the power core here that we could do. Because yeah, the elemental side, which is like you can just fuse in the elements, for example, like use, you know, your fire abilities to power the core, or you could probably do like a power core. I'm trying to think like practically, I guess just oil. Power core, maybe like a is that how you spell nuclear? Yeah, nuclear. Nuclear generator or something like that. That could be interesting. The more elemental side for the engine, maybe like a suppression system, maybe. And then any other modifications could be like I mean, they could be like cosmetic, you know, modifications as well. It doesn't have to be all practical to the track. So maybe we could do maybe do something fun, like a team branded yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, something like that could be interesting. That's basically on the player side that they're going to be seeing. And then on the GM side, it's like way more stuff. I don't know. We might flesh this out a bit more in the future. We might just keep it at that, but let's see what else we got here. This is good stuff though. We're actually doing pretty good. A lot of this will kind of just be making up the locations. I think that's kind of what we're working to at this point. Is just getting the locations in there, because once we have the locations, everything else kind of should fall into place. And of course, all the equipment and whatnot, talents, and areas of expertise as well, backgrounds. I think we can worry about this character creation stuff a bit later. If we next time we do this, we'll probably look into the locations of everything and kind of work on that, because I feel like that's where we're meeting our breaking point. I don't know. That's probably not the right term of phrase there, but meeting the point where we're kind of plateauing a little bit, because we have to make locations at some point, and right now we're kind of stuck in a point where we're like, can't move on forward with the game unless we make the locations. So we're probably going to do that next time in our Hollow Marathon, when we get all that sorted and together. But I think that'll be good for now, for today actually. Ending the stream off a tiny bit earlier than usual. Pretty short stream compared to what I usually do, but then again, want to kind of keep it a bit shorter today, just a bit chilling. But if you're interested in tuning to some more interesting content coming up soon, next week or tomorrow actually, we're gonna be doing some Minecraft, just chilling in our world. I don't know exactly what our goals yet for that is, but we're gonna figure it out as we go. But yeah, we're gonna be doing some of that. We're gonna be next week, as I mentioned before, we're gonna be doing a Hollow Marathon. Let me just pause the music real quick. We're gonna be doing a Hollow Marathon. So essentially, what that is we're gonna, because you know, talents like Gargura and Mume are graduating from Hololive. If you've been in the VTuber community, you've probably heard about this going on and whatnot for a while now. It's been leading up to that. It's next week. They're having their graduations. Very, very sad about that, because I've been following on the myth side at least with Gura. I've been following those girls since debut, so it's been like how long has it been now? Almost 5 years, which is insane. It's just, that's crazy to think about. 5 years is actually insane. I don't think I've ever followed something that actually, that's a lie. Hold up, Shadowverse maybe, but that was I guess that was around the same time as the Hololive girls, but still, it's unfortunate to see a girl go, such a big name in the community, but wishing her all the best as we head into this new era of VTubing. Hopefully it won't create, fingers crossed, it won't create any like huge gaps. But from what it looks like it seems to be fine. I mean, there's always going to be like disagreement with management and stuff. It'll eventually come up, because the company wants to go one direction. You might not agree with that, you know, and that's okay. Sometimes that does happen, and we have seen now that, like, you know, it's okay. Like, you don't have to worry as much as perhaps some other people did earlier on, when it came to, yeah, you didn't have to really worry too much when it came to just being able to find any success after you've graduated. Because before there was always that worry of, oh no, what am I gonna do? Like, after I graduated, I'm not gonna have like the same following or fan base or whatever have you. But then we found like there's so many successful talents that have done some great things even after they've graduated. So just, we know now that there's that safety net, you know, when you're able to actually still succeed if you're going into India or whatever you're doing, right? But yeah, that was the stream, fellow inventors. I hope you enjoyed some more game design today. As I said, next week, Hollow, what's it called? The Hollow Marathon we're gonna be doing. I posted the streams on YouTube already, so if you YouTube folks, if you've been there, you'll see what we've been doing or what we're going to be doing. Sorry. For Twitch folks, I will get that schedule set up very soon at the end of the week, and of course, the new schedule for the weekly schedule is going to come out next week on what we're going to do. Unfortunately, I had to cut the Hollow Marathon short by a couple of days. My original plan was to have it for the full week, be like 7 days and whatnot. But some stuff came up IRL, so we gotta take priority for that. It's always important to take care of IRL stuff first and whatnot before we focus too much on the streams. Keep that balance there. But we're on the first day, just to give a little preview for your folks. On the first day, we're gonna be doing. Here, let me just. Looks like I'm looking at you, chat. I don't mean to stare at you guys, but here we go. In the first day, we're going to be doing a little bit of a reaction stream. So we're going to basically just be catching up on what we didn't see in our media share kind of folder. Or to watch folder, I guess it would be called. We're going to catch up on that. There's some clips there. There are some songs. I know Mume and Bay just released I think it was the original song, maybe. Yes. I think it was the original song, so pretty excited for that. And of course, some other songs from fellow Hololive talents. We're gonna mainly focus on those peeps, and then day 2, we're gonna be doing some Hollow Cure, and finally playing the 0.7 update, the 0.7 update. It was very exciting. So hyped for that. That's gonna be fun. I have played the game a little bit, and we'll see what you guys will see what I mean by a little bit. But yeah, it's been really fun. I haven't played the Hollow Cure in a while, so it's gonna be nice to get back into it. Yeah, I haven't played it since 8 months ago, at least on stream. So it's been a while. I haven't even really played it like on my own time either. So it's gonna be nice going back to it, seeing the new stuff, and then of course playing Gura and Mume. And the third day, which is our final day, unfortunately, that's where we had to cut it off. We're gonna come back to this, what we've been doing today, and just incorporate some Hololive in there, little Easter eggs or as like NPCs or characters, if we can, because of course it ties in with the elements and whatnot. So, I guess that's just my way to honor the impact that all these huge creators have given to us in the community. I'll obviously talk more about all that next week, but I want to save my thoughts for that, and other reactions as well. Which main other thing we'll probably look at is Nimi's full model as well. We'll do a reaction to that. Oh my goodness, I've said this I think yesterday as well. It has been so hard to find. It has been so hard to find sorry, not find, but to avoid like. It's been so hard to avoid spoilers for the full model. I can't scroll through any social media at all. I just shared a story I think yesterday on stream. I literally didn't even scroll through my homepage. It was like on the first, the page there. As like one on the thumbnail, someone clipping it. I was just like, oh my gosh. I was not safe there, so I went to Twitter, and it's like, obviously it's Twitter, so I'm just like, all the stuff's going around over there, so I'm just like, obviously that's not safe. And then I looked at, okay, you know what? Perhaps Reddit will save me here. It did not. Literally, as I opened the page, saw the full model, and then I see it in shorts as well. It's just everywhere, which is it's a great thing. Don't get me wrong. It's just I want to keep my raw reaction for next week, so don't want to spoil myself too much on the model and all that. But yeah, before we end the stream, inventors, let's do our VTuber shoutouts for the day. Again, if you don't know what VTuber shoutouts is, it's a little segment that I do at the end of the stream to kind of give back to the community. we're gonna be shouting out a VTuber, big or small, corporate or not, indie, what have you. And today we are shouting out Noir Pastel, who is a chaotic and spooky eldritch horror vampire VTuber. So let's link everything in the chats here. I just realized I can't access my YouTube. Oh no, I can. Okay, never mind. Nice. I was just gonna say I can't access my YouTube chat, but I can. Go check her out on Twitch. She just did a stream 4 days ago, on Marvel Rivals and whatnot. Yeah, Marvel Rivals, did a collab with some people as well. But I'm assuming based off her theming, it's probably a lot of horror related content. So if you're into that sort of stuff, horror or like more intense games, go check her out on all the platforms as well. I'm gonna link the Twitch for Twitch folks here. Oh, I just realized I didn't link the Twitter for y'all on Twitch. Let me just a little copy and paste. And of course, all of this will be going on to my social media as well. I'm gonna be doing shoutouts on there. And if you are a VTuber or know anybody who is that like to be shouted out at the end of my streams and on my social media, as hopefully you guys will see later after the stream on Twitter, then feel free to fill out the VTuber shoutouts form that I have. Might as well link that as well. I don't usually link this because it's usually in my bio. So if you want to take a look at that, it's in my bio as well. It should be linked up everywhere. But if you just want to access the form directly, we got that right here. Yeah. That will be the stream for today. And just tomorrow we're gonna be doing some Minecraft. It's gonna be nice to get back in that world. I haven't gone in that world since like forever. It's been insane. I'm really excited to get into that just because it's probably one of the first times I'm able to do like mods and whatnot. Because I'm in like a Bedrock player, so played on there first. Have played Java before, but just not as much. And now since I finally have a PC of my own, I can finally, boot up Java, do all the mods stuff and shaders, big stuff. I'm telling you, after you've gone with shaders, you can't go back. The default Minecraft texture just looks kind of gross. So I'm not gonna lie. That's it if you find like a really good shader though. So yeah, I can't wait to do more of that. Officially, the last time we did a Minecraft stream that was just dedicated just to Minecraft was 7 months ago with our, I forgot what we called it, but it was like a tag team Minecraft series we tried to start that didn't go anywhere. So we kind of said no and ended that. But essentially, what that was like us people at WBC split. So that's me, Bishop, and Crow. We were thinking like, okay, what would be an interesting idea to do for a Minecraft thing? Like everybody plays Minecraft, but we could do a thing where like we swap like gameplay. So like, for example, I don't remember who was first. I think it was Bishop. Bishop on his stream started up the world, booted up everything, and then after his first gameplay session on stream, it would switch to me, and then it would switch to Crow, and then we keep rotating out. But nobody knows like what the previous person's last save was on, so it's kind of just like you're popped in the middle of nowhere kind of thing. And you could, theoretically, we could have just sabotaged each other and placed each other into death traps and whatnot, but we didn't get that far into it to do that. But unofficially, our last time playing Minecraft was unofficially that was, I believe, during one of our game design showcase things. We had more time, so we were like, hey, why not? Let's go for some Minecraft. But yeah, once again, I've been Wilson Goldfinch, your steampunk inventor from the sky city of Leviton. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for some Minecraft. It's gonna be exciting. Exciting stuff, yeah. And And if you haven't checked out the rest of the game design stuff, because I know today's day 4 of us designing this TTRPG, the WBC Realm stuff. So if you want to know what's been going on, feel free to check out the other streams as well, but no pressure, of course. And I have other like content as well. I got videos. I got one video. I love how I say videos and it's just the one. I am planning on getting more video uploads, but it's kind of just on a when I'm free basis because I mean, at least right now I'm not too busy, but it's definitely gonna start to rack up soon. So, fingers crossed I can get something out before then, or everything starts to ramp up. Um, which I am probably gonna be working on editing my reaction to really old stream now, of Hollow Justice's debut. Was what 9 months ago? Sheesh, that's crazy. And then we'll probably do more reaction content as well, or editing down more reaction content and stuff. I want to also try like editing shorts because in terms of like editing stuff, I'm not used to editing shorts. That's like a entirely different format for me, so might look into doing that as well. But otherwise, I'll see you guys next week for some Minecraft. And our Hollow Marathon. I can't wait for that next week. Alrighty. Again, I've been Wilson Goldfinch, your steampunk inventor from the skies, Dave Leviton. Signing off. Alright, see you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. EDT for some Minecraft. Have a lovely rest of your day, folks. Bye-bye.